estimated 2 billion people worldwide live in areas that lack proper solid waste management systems. Inadequate waste systems present serious risks to human health and the environment. The United States Environmental Protection Agency's Best Practices Guide for Solid Waste Management and accompanying learning modules present best practices for solid waste management in developing countries. This video builds on the recycling section of the Best Practices Guide to help cities understand the most common types of recyclables in municipal waste streams and the challenges and opportunities for recycling these materials. Recycling is the collection and processing of existing materials, such as plastic bottles or aluminum cans, into new materials and products. Collecting and separating recyclables from municipal solid waste helps cities preserve landfill space, generate revenue, and provide economic development opportunities for residents and the informal sector. In addition to saving money and improving economic development, recycling helps to prevent the flow of waste into water bodies. Furthermore, recycling existing materials reduces the need to extract and use additional natural materials, such as timber, water, and valuable metals and minerals, to create new products. According to the World Bank, recyclables often account for less than 20% of the solid waste generated in low-income countries. Municipal solid waste generation is set to increase in developing countries due to growing populations and increased urbanization. With increased urbanization and economic development, cities in developing countries can expect to see the proportion of recyclables increase in their municipal solid waste stream. In upper middle and high-income countries, recyclables represent between 30 to 50% of waste generated. Cities looking to improve recycling must first understand the type of materials and products generated and collected as municipal solid waste. This can be determined through a waste characterization, which is covered in Section 7 of the Best Practices Guide. Let's walk through the most common items in municipal solid waste streams. Metals such as aluminum and steel are used to produce food and beverage cans and containers. Aluminum can be recycled multiple times without losing its quality and generally has a higher economic value on the secondary materials market. Steel cans or household scrap is another commonly recycled metal used in household goods as well as building materials and vehicles. Utilizing recycled steel could save between 60 and 74% of the energy required for steel production from raw materials. For aluminum, the savings are even higher. Producing recycled aluminum saves more than 90% of the energy required for production from raw materials. Glass is another material that maintains its quality and value during remanufacturing. Glass bottles and jars can be collected for recycling through regular waste collection or through deposit refund programs, where residents pay a deposit when purchasing the glass bottle or jar and receive a refund. Then that bottle or jar is returned to a drop-off location. Plastics are an increasingly common material used in household and commercial products around the world, including plastic food and beverage containers and packaging, such as cups, utensils, film packaging, drink bottles, toiletry bottles, and tubes. Plastics are also used in clothing, textiles, furniture, appliances, medical devices, and casings of electronics. As cities grow and urbanize, plastics are a rapidly growing segment of the municipal solid waste stream. Plastics are used widely around the world due to their lightweight, durability, and long-lasting properties. However, these long-lasting properties make plastics persistent in the environment. Plastics are not infinitely recyclable, as the material degrades during the recycling process. Paper products such as newspapers, magazines, paper food containers, and cardboard can be recycled to produce new paper products or be used to provide fibers for products such as tape and insulation. However, paper products are also not infinitely recyclable, as paper fibers shorten with each use. Special wastes are other materials not typically managed in the course of regular solid waste management. Special wastes require dedicated handling, treatment, and disposal practices. This could be due to their size, packaging, or potential harm to human health and the environment. Special wastes include electronic waste, commonly referred to as e-waste, which includes phones, computers, and appliances. E-waste is worth more than $60 billion annually according to the World Economic Forum. In many countries, e-waste is improperly managed and burned in unsafe conditions to recover valuable materials. Building systems to recover materials from e-waste is a priority area for many countries as e-waste volumes grow. Batteries, which should be collected and handled as household hazardous waste. Alkaline batteries, the kind typically used in household items such as flashlights, can be recycled. Other types of batteries, like lead-acid batteries from vehicles and lithium-ion batteries used in electronics, electric vehicles, or for grid-scale energy storage, can be recycled, but should be done in a facility with air pollution control and safety measures to avoid fires. Tires, which can be collected and processed into roadways as gravel alternatives or shredded for use as a landfill or dump site cover. Motor oil, which when recycled can be turned into lubricants, processed into fuel oils, or used as a raw material in the oil refining industry. After understanding what materials in their waste stream can be recovered and recycled, some cities have found it useful to collect and analyze data on the size of the local market for potential recyclable materials. Key considerations include distance to the nearest recycler or remanufacturing facility, which stakeholders bear the costs of transporting materials to the recycling or remanufacturing facility, the volatility of market prices for different materials, which is driven in part by the demand for products made from recycled materials. EPA's new resource on recycling markets in developing countries contains more information on best practices to improve end markets for recycled materials. Recycling is a critical component to sustainably managing materials. Understanding best practices around recycling and recycling markets is critical for cities to recover existing materials and recycle them into new products, reducing the environmental and climate impact of resource consumption and waste management. Visit Section 11 of EPA's Best Practices Guide for more information. The guide is part of EPA's Solid Waste Management Toolkit. Scan this QR code for more information. Thanks for watching.